Later at a coffee shop, Rain asks Toa what's the matter prior to speculating that it includes Shido and a young lady. Toa discredits that it doesn't concern Shido, however Rain actually accepts that he might be involved, where Toa then, at that point, concedes that she, herself, doesn't have any idea and why she is in the absolute worst temperament at this moment. Someplace in the city, Shido, having gone shopping for food, strolls back home and accepts a rear entryway as an easy route. However, shockingly he finds Yoshinon searching for something on the ground. He calls out to her, which alarms the young lady and prompts her to take off, before Shido asks her not to, and he sees that she is feeling the loss of her mannequin. Yoshinon then rushes to Shido, and afterward understands that is the thing she is searching for. Yoshinon gestures, affirming Shido's acknowledgement. Back at the cafe, Toa communicates that she doesn't mind who Shido is with, expressing that it is not her concern, yet adds that she felt horrendous quickly when she saw Shido with Yoshinon. Toa proceeds with that after hearing the mannequin insult her about Shido thinking often more about Yoshinon than her, it caused her to feel void inside, as though she was in isolation, confessing to Rain that it caused her to feel miserable and terrified more than anything she has gone through. Back with Shido, he sorts out that Yoshinon had lost her mannequin when she escaped from the AST the other day, answering to Kotori about this issue. Kotori has Fraxinus filter a video feed during the episode, however prompts Shido that he start to lead the pack in looking for the mannequin, saying that it is best that the young lady's consideration is centered around him. Shido then, at that point, tells Yoshinon that they are prepared when she is prepared, yet the young lady uncovers to Shido that her genuine name is Yoshino and that the mannequin they are searching for is Yoshinon. As Yoshino leaves, Shido gives her his umbrella, guaranteeing the easygoing soul that he will be fine. With Rain and Toa, Rain guarantees Toa that nothing bad can really be said about her, yet gets out to Toa that the kiss among Shido and Yoshino was every one of the mishap. Let Toa know that it isn't actually the case, that Shido couldn't care less about her. Still incapable to accept it, Rain reminds Toa that Shido put his life in extreme danger to save her when Yoshino had gone crazy, which persuades Toa. Shido and Yoshino keep on looking for Yoshinon in the rubble of the shopping center until Yoshino's stomach moans. Shido inquires as to whether she is ravenous, to which she rapidly denies, until her stomach moans by and by, humiliating her. Kotori then contacts Shido and lets him know that ideally, let's have some time off and eat until further notice, letting him know that it could give him a chance to ask Yoshino a few inquiries. At the Itsuka family, Shido readies a dinner for Yoshino, informing her that she should mind concerning Yoshinon a ton. Yoshino then says that Yoshinon is her dearest companion and her legend, which shocks Shido. Yoshino progresses forward with saying that she needs to become somebody like Yoshinon, somebody daring areas of strength for and. Yoshino reasons that she will, in any case, not become somebody like her. However, Shido states that he loves her simply how she is, which rapidly humiliates Yoshino. Shido inquires as to whether there was something off base, however Yoshino says that no one has expressed that before to her and says thanks to Shido for expressing it to her. Kotori snidely remarks on what Shido had recently said. In the wake of eating, Shido asks Yoshino for what reason she never retaliates against the AST. Yoshino answers by saying that she could do without viciousness or being apprehensive. Yoshino then, at that point, says that individuals should loathe somebody like that. She then go on by saying how she is apprehensive, continuously freezing up when she gets terrified. In the wake of making sense of, Shido pets her head, and after being inquired as to why, he declares to Yoshino that he is here to safeguard her and that they will track down Yoshinon, yet she doesn't have to depend on her any longer as he will be there, as he expresses that he is her legend now. Afterward, Shido visits Origami, with Kotori affirming to Shido that she had taken Yoshinon during the fallout, yet as the two talk, Shido's correspondence with Kotori gets bafflingly separated. Shido then, at that point, arrives at Origami's room, and when he rings the doorbell, it unexpectedly opens up and he is shocked to see Origami wearing a servant's outfit. Inside, after a somewhat off-kilter second to settle on Shido decision her by her most memorable name all things considered, Origami scrubs down, allowing Shido his opportunity to search for Yoshinon. In the wake of glancing through pretty much every side of her room, in the midst of extremely shameful and intriguing odds and ends, Shido can find the mannequin and recover her. Right at that point, Origami completes her shower and goes to meet Shido wearing simply a towel, to Shido's finished shame. Locally available Fraxinis, Kodari, and her team are attempting to restore their correspondence with Shido. Back with Shido, Origami asks him what Shido is, recollecting the time she had coincidentally shot him. Shido then, at that point, inquires as to whether she has at any point conversed with the spirits. As Origami asks what he implies, Shido replies by saying that he has conversed with them before, to her shock and complete skepticism. Origami cautions Shido that she accepts to be hazardous. In any case, Shido tranquilly demands to Origami that not all spirits are basically as terrible as she suspects, and that spirits like Towa and Yoshino are great and that he will help Yoshino, as well as telling her that he won't forsake Towa. Shido then requests that Origami guarantee him that she won't hurt great individuals, let Origami know that he realizes she is a decent individual too. However, Origami reminds Shido that, however they might be great, the spirits are as yet the reason for the space quakes. Then at that point, Origami's telephone rings, inciting her to promptly leave. Be that as it may, before she can, Shido demands for Origami to quit going after Yoshino, assuming her powers give out. In any case, Origami lets him know that she will in any case follow her orders, paying little mind to what occurs and regardless of whether it is something she needs to do. Someplace in the city, Yoshino is being pursued and gone after by the AST, attempting to lose them, yet is cornered by Ryuko, who figures out how to thump her down immediately. As Ryuko starts shooting at her, Yoshino calls Tsukiel, making the region around her freeze as the AST keeps terminating at her once more. Nonetheless, this time she counters by freezing two individuals, passing on just Origami and Ryuko to pursue Yoshino. As she withdraws from them, Yoshino hears Shido shouting to her. She can see Shido, halting abruptly. At the point when Shido is going to give her back Yoshinon, Origami fires at Yoshino, hitting her holy messenger and frightening Yoshino. Ryuko spots Shido and cautions him of the risk. Tsukiel then, at that point, starts to go after once more, however with Shido before the approaching impact. From a remote place, Towa sees what's going on and seeing that Shido is in harm's way, she attempts to gather Sandalphon yet peculiarly can't. After many bombed endeavors, Towa can call her heavenly messenger in the nick of time, shielding Shido from Tsukiel. Yet again Yoshino then withdraws, with the AST on her tail still. Towa then goes to Shido and apologizes to him for her way of behaving as of late. However, Shido apologizes to her, all things being equal, yet requests that she assist him with saving Yoshino. After hearing him say this, Towa unfortunately communicates how Yoshino is by all accounts more vital to Shido than her, as Yoshino is caught by the AST. Shido then clears up the entire thing and uncovers to Towa that she is a soul too. Origami then attempts to polish Yoshino off, yet she can break free utilizing her holy messenger. Shido lets Towa know that he had guaranteed Yoshino that he would do anything he might to safeguard her, yet cannot do it all alone, begging Towa to help him. Moved by Shido's words, Towa chooses to help him. In the interim, a snowstorm has ejected from Yoshino's holy messenger, keeping the AST from going after Origami, be that as it may. Utilizes her realizer to lift a close-by building, utilizing it to strike the second the snowstorm goes down. Her endeavor is demonstrated purposeless, as the structure is destroyed by a secretive energy, which Origami figures out how to evade. Towa is uncovered to be the reason, and after seeing her, Origami quickly connects with her in a duel. The remainder of the AST then pursue Towa too after detecting her. As Towa diverts them, Shido shows up close to the snowstorm, yet an extremely concerned Kodari reaches him, cautioning Shido that assuming he goes through the boundary with no kind of insurance, even with his regenerative power, it very well may be lethal. Shido flippantly remarks on Kotori's anxiety for him, yet she helps Shido to remember when he had chance by a solitary projectile and that the snowstorm is a lot deadlier than that, meaning he could bite the dust on the off chance that his soul power goes down. Shido progresses forward toward the snowstorm to Yoshino, regardless of Kotori's supplications for him not to. Inside, Yoshino shouts out Yoshinon's name, yet shockingly, she sees Yoshinon conveyed by Shido, who then, at that point, tumbles to the ground. Yoshino rushes to Shido as his injuries mend themselves, where she is feeling quite a bit better that Shido came to her guide, much more when Shido brings her back Yoshinon, yet purposes Yoshino to cry. Shido then, at that point, sits back up and guarantees to Yoshino that all will be well, however she says thanks to him for being pleasant to her and for saving Yoshinon. Shido then tells Yoshino that it is her opportunity to be saved, yet that he should kiss her to do as such, which apparently disturbs Yoshino. Seeing this, Shido takes it back by saying that it was only a joke, yet Yoshino stands up and kisses him. Subsequently, Yoshino's astral dress and the snowstorm vanish, clearing the sky with a noticeable rainbow that both Shido and Yoshino see. The following day, Shido asks what is happening, alluding to the structure close to their home. Kotori uncovers it to be a unique lodging unit for the spirits, saying that Towa will then move out and on second thought inhabit the exceptional house, including Yoshino. The Itsuka can then, at that point, pivot and see Yoshino, wearing easygoing apparel, hurrying to their side and hello them. Shido cheerfully welcomes Yoshino too, which satisfies her.